As we approach the critical midpoint of the 2025 Formula One season, the rivalry between Red Bull and McLaren has shifted beyond speed alone. The battle between these two teams is now centered around strategy, timing, and, perhaps most intriguingly, the politics of the sport. With Max Verstappen pursuing a fifth world title and McLaren balancing the complexities of having two top-tier drivers, the stage is set for what could be one of the most intense seasons in recent memory. But this season isn't just about who's faster or who's better prepared. It's about the ongoing issues behind the scenes and the external forces shaping the future of the championship. The drama is only intensifying as a controversial new regulation threatens to shake up the standings. Red Bull, who has dominated recent seasons, is now preparing for a regulatory change set to take effect at the Spanish Grand Prix in June, which could bring new challenges to the McLaren team. The controversy is about flexibility, specifically the flexi wings. Red Bull has been vocal in claiming that McLaren is pushing the boundaries of these regulations, calling it cheating and making it clear that this could be the breaking point for the championship fight. The timing is critical, as Red Bull has a lot at stake, and the results of this rule change could make or break their season. If McLaren is forced to make changes to its car, Red Bull's chances to reclaim their position in the standings may improve. However, McLaren isn't just facing external pressure from Red Bull and the regulatory changes, it's also dealing with its own internal dynamics. The team currently has two strong drivers in Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. On the surface, having two top-tier drivers is a huge advantage, but it also presents a dilemma that Red Bull doesn't have to contend with. How do you manage two drivers fighting for the championship while also ensuring that the team as a whole is focused on winning races? That question has become even more relevant after the Japanese Grand Prix, where McLaren's strategy came under intense scrutiny. At Suzuka, McLaren had the opportunity to challenge Red Bull's dominance. They had the speed and the racecraft to potentially outmaneuver Max Verstappen and his Red Bull, but their strategy didn't play out the way they'd hoped. The key issue was the team's decision to treat Norris and Piastri equally when it came to pit stops. Instead of prioritizing Norris, who was in a better position to challenge Verstappen, McLaren opted for a more balanced approach, allowing both drivers to pit at similar times. While this might have seemed fair, it ultimately cost McLaren the chance to capitalize on a pivotal moment in the race. Norris himself expressed regret after the race, admitting that McLaren could have made a bolder move, potentially even an overcut on Verstappen. He acknowledged that the strategy, while fair to both drivers, didn't give McLaren the upper hand it needed to challenge Red Bull directly. For McLaren, the dilemma is clear. Do they continue treating both drivers equally, potentially sacrificing race wins for the sake of fairness, or do they prioritize one driver and risk creating internal tensions within the team? McLaren's decision to treat Norris and Piastri equally could have been a key factor in their inability to challenge Verstappen in Japan. It's a situation that plays directly into Red Bull's hands, as Christian Horner, Red Bull's team principal, pointed out. Horner suggested that McLaren's strategy may ultimately weaken the team's chances by failing to focus fully on a single driver's success. In a season where every point counts, Red Bull sees McLaren's balanced approach as a strategic liability. On the other hand, the regulation change that will take effect in Barcelona in June could level the playing field. Red Bull, which has been vocal about the flexi-wing controversy, is hoping that the upcoming technical changes will give them the edge. The FIA's stricter rules on wing flexibility are aimed at reducing the performance advantage gained by teams using flexible wings that perform differently at high speeds. Red Bull's team principal, Christian Horner, has already expressed his anticipation for the changes, noting that they could have a significant impact on the running order. The regulation change is designed to limit how far the rear wing slot gap can open during a race, and it's expected to affect teams that have been taking advantage of flexible aero components. Red Bull believes that McLaren's performance has been boosted by these flexible components, which could be deemed illegal under the new rules. The change is expected to have a major impact on the aerodynamic performance of the cars, and Red Bull is hoping that it will help them regain their position at the front of the grid. The uncertainty surrounding the effect of these changes adds another layer of complexity to the season, as teams are unsure how much they will be affected by the new regulations. If Red Bull is able to capitalize on the new regulations, it could shift the momentum of the season in their favor. With Verstappen in excellent form, and with the flexibility of the wing regulations being clamped down upon, the team is confident that they will be able to close the gap to McLaren and start winning races more consistently. But the road ahead is uncertain, as it's unclear how much the new regulations will affect each team's car. The reality is that development is ongoing, and it's all about making the right adjustments at the right time. For McLaren, the upcoming regulation changes are both an opportunity and a challenge. While they've been performing well so far, they know that a shift in the competitive landscape could make it harder for them to maintain their position. The changes in Barcelona will test the team's adaptability